In this video, we're back on my Android smartphone, and we're going to be looking at how we can use the mobile app to review how my team is doing in a Taming Bigfoot competition. So again, let's go to the Taming Bigfoot icon. And here I have logged in as somebody who was a past participant in the Edmonds Taming Bigfoot competition. So I've logged in as him, and household size 2-person. He was on the Climate Eyes team, and as I said, the region was Edmonds, so they could use the conversion factors customized for Edmonds. He didn't have any recent data because the Edmonds competition occurred over a year ago. So I'm going to go straight to the competition standings because that's what this video is all about. So we'll click on competition standings, and we see that how he was doing as an individual is illustrated here. The baseline period being January 1st to January 31st, 2018, and the reduction period was the following 2 months. And so we see that he did, in fact, reduce his individual carbon footprint. Not much change in home energy, the orange bar, but he cut back on transportation. Food and shopping actually went up a little bit, but it was more than compensated for by his reduction in transportation. And then the lower graph is just a bar plot of much the same information. So how was his team doing overall? Again, the same time period for the baseline, that 1 month in January, followed by 2 months of February and March. And his team actually was even more successful in reducing their carbon footprint because you can see that the upper bar is longer than the bar below it, just as a team. And then below that, a number of bars for all 5 people on his team. Again, the upper bar is the baseline period, and below that is the bar for that individual that corresponds to their reduction. So you can see what parts of the carbon footprint are largest and smallest for each individual team member. And this is updated through the course of the competition as well. But this competition is over. Finally, how did their team do compared to the other teams? We see, again, the same time period, January for the baseline and February and March for the reduction period. And scrolling down, we see that there are about a dozen teams. Climate Eyes is about halfway down the screen here, and their team did about average. Some of the teams started with a higher carbon footprint in the baseline. Even some teams even had an increase in their carbon footprint during the reduction phase, the second team called Granite. So, but overall, there's quite a variation, but overall, teams were somewhat successful in reducing their carbon footprint. But you can see, if you're on one team, how you are doing relative to the performance of the other teams. So this is quite useful to keep an eye on during the course of a competition. So again, very similar to what you can see on the website, but you can carry that with you and look whenever you're curious. But again, the look and feel is very similar to the website, which is what we hope will make it easy to use either device and follow the competition.